Mr. A.K.Narayan joining us, who is a CA, closely associated with capital markets for over 3 decades now. He's been a financial planner, a consultant to his individual and corporate clients, and also an investment coach and a trainer, ladies and gentlemen. Well, in the past, he's also served as a trustee member in the investor protection funds like Government of India's Investor Education and Protection Fund. And recently, A.K.Narayan has merged his distribution business with A.K.Narayan Associates with a renowned fintech company.
First of all, I would like to thank Prem for inviting me and for hosting such a wonderful program for the benefit of MFDs. I want to thank the Cafemutual and your entire team for organizing such a wonderful program year after year. Despite so many things happening, you have been very consistent in doing this for the benefit of distributors. I really appreciate and I am thankful to you for inviting me to speak to this lovely audience. A lot of questions keep coming about on succession planning. Many people ask me whether it is absolutely required, not required. Carl also mentioned this morning that proprietor is okay, partnership is okay, this is okay, but people are a little bit confused. But when I look at the various statistics, what is happening, I always find that the proprietorship business in India is far more than your partnership or private limited. We are only having 3 models in India: proprietorship, partnership, or private limited. And predominantly, we are all entrepreneurs, and we had a lovely practice, and we are in an excellent profession. There is no doubt about that in our mind. But what is the current state, and where are we now? When I look at it, I find 30 to 40% of the MFDs are in the age group of 50 years and above. Definitely, the advice given to the investors are excellent, and they are very, very happy when we handhold them. And is there any risk from our side or their side? That's the question one has to ask. Another 5 years' time, 10 years' time, what will happen to this? One has to see the 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. We don't have any time limit or age limit to retire. We can keep doing as long as we are agile. But do we have a succession plan? The last 1 year, 1.5 years, things are changing and a lot of questions are coming about. Should I have succession plan? My answer to that is, when we are practicing these kind of succession plan, retirement planning for investors, are we doing that? The answer is no. Recently I encountered few of the good MFD friends passing away, and when I inquired with their family members, I was really shocked and astonished. In fact, some of them didn't even have a insurance cover, they didn't have a full health cover, and family is not even aware of what this gentleman was doing. I'm not saying that this can happen to everybody, but succession plan has to be in place, because the investors are asking us a question. I remember 2 years ago, one young boy of 22 years, he came to my office and said, "Sir, you're always saying put SIP for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, longer the term it is better for you. Whom should I meet after 15 years? I said, "Why are you worried, sir? I got an office. Why are you asking this question?" He said, "No, sir, you are advising me now after 10, 15 years, in case you choose to retire." He was very polite. "In case you choose to retire, whom should I meet?" That started the process. We cannot wish away saying that this boy doesn't know anything or is too junior to even ask me such a question. I cannot be arrogant, but this needs to be pondered and this needs to be addressed by us. We don't know the end date. We are all very happy, but we must know that we are dealing with customers' money. The 2 gentlemen whom I am talking about, the recently who passed away, their investors are really going around in circles. We are seeing many cases like this. 5 years ago, a senior MFD passed away in Bangalore. His assets were just taken away by many MFDs in bits and pieces. So where are we in this plan? So what is the backup we have? Are we investor-centric or not? That's the first question that should come to our mind all the time. Our investors are first. If investors are not there, we are not there, AMCs are not there. So let us bother about them more. We need to answer them. I think Amit gave a very good example of how we should communicate to them. But at the same time, we need to be very, very agile and answer their requirements, anticipate what they want. Are we anticipating what they want? We are assuming they want only equity, they only want debt, they only want gold. But is that they want or something else? Lot of demand is coming from the investors today. They expect you to answer. Even this morning when you were sitting here, somebody said, I'm selling a property, sir. Where do I invest money? What are the implications of taxation? Now they expect you to answer quickly. He's saying, I want to pay this tax, I want to plan like this. What do I do? I can't say I don't know anything. Now we are operating, for the helpful nature of our investors. So we need to be knowledgeable, we need to read. Like what Amit was saying, we need to keep on updating and upgrading our knowledge on a regular basis. There is no question of not doing that. The business continuity is very, very important. Are we talking to our family? Are we talking to our next generation people, son or daughter, and asking them to come into our training process? It's a long drawn process. We are all being trained so well and we are able to handle our investors. But are we, the son or daughter, ready to do that? Or can we force them? I don't know whether they are ready and whether my investor will agree. I don't know that also. Can I push them somewhere? Think that they will know? Yes. We are fortunate that we have seen the index going, we have been investing in equity market and we are hand-holding the customers. So let us not assume certain things saying they will take care of the business later on in my absence. This will not happen. This is not acceptable to the investor many a times. Okay, sir, we will look at something else. That is why probably some of the investor upfront, they'll say, we would like to deal only with the corporate nature. New ideas and learning are coming. Yes, 3 million demat account is open. So other day when I was walking across in my some of my face, they were saying 3 million demat accounts are getting open. So our business is going to thrive. But do you know 2.8 million demat account they're opening for putting money in ETF funds and buying shares directly? We can say, sir, direct investing is dangerous, investing in stock market is dangerous, but then youngsters, they have their own methodology of learning. They have their own methodology of understanding things. They want quick gratification. So how to do that quickly? So we can't assume that 3 million, 4 million demat accounts are all going sitting in my hand. We can definitely, like many people who are saying that we have touched only 3% or 4% of the population and majority of them are not even touched the mutual fund. So we have got a huge number to tackle. Yes, that is correct. But we don't know their mindset, whether they're going for ETF, whether they're going for direct investing in stock market. We don't know about that. And the volume and potential will be very, very high. Yes, but are we in a position to handle that? That's the question we have to ask them. Are we giving the right product? Do we have that kind of research team in our own midst? That has to be understood. We can't read Economic Times and value research and say that this fund is good, that fund is good, star rated, and with my experience I can tell you this fund can give a great return. They will ask you, can you demonstrate what kind of reports you are generating? Can you send me a report? People are asking now. The demand from the investor side has gone up now. Let us not assume that things are going in the normal practice. And we have to have compliance issue. A lot of people ask me, sir, what compliance issue you are talking about? Today, if you are having 100 crores and above, the AMFI is saying you must undergo an audit. Now, thanks to this COVID, little bit they have slowed down. They are coming to you and they're asking you a lot of questions. Are you having all kinds of things? You may be an MFD, not even RIA, but MFD also we have to go for all this compliance issue. They're asking simple question. The other day, one auditor came to my office, a junior boy. He's asking me, are you sure that your investors are happy with you? I said, what is this? You are asking me questions. Sir, so many investors are putting SIP. They are all with me for last 10, 12 years. No, sir. Have you got anything in writing to say that they are happy with you? How can I prove this? How will I demonstrate this to that fellow? Then I told my office, it's better when somebody walks into our office, take a letter from them saying that I'm very, very happy with you. Then after the next day when he came for the audit, we produced some letters. So he was happy. Okay, it's fine. What I'm saying is, I'm not taking things for granted. They are asking you so many questions on compliance issue, and if you are not careful, you will be caught in the wrong foot. So we must be ready for the compliance issue. So if you are a single person, can we have an office? A lot of investors are asking, where are you operating, sir? Do you have an office? Do you have enough staff with you? Your employees are having enough knowledge? These questions are asked. So we need to have a proper mechanism of investing money in our good office and train our staff, and we must have adequate things. Otherwise, we will be left behind. So at least like-minded MFDs can join together. Can be a good arrangement, loose arrangement, whatever arrangement you want to have, you say you can have that. But otherwise, we will be left behind again. So we need to think a little more than what we are doing. We are good singly, but definitely we need to do it. And of course, asset monetization. And as you grow older and older, we have to see how to monetize your asset in case you don't have any succession plan in place. No harm in doing that, but that should be the last resort. And you can pursue your passion. The passion is always there. I like to give education for my investors. I conduct that programs. So I like to answer all the questions. That's fine. But you can write in a paper. You can come in the newspaper, in the TV channels, answer the queries. You can do whatever you want. But something related to the field, you need to do it all the time. But it should not be too late. You cannot say after 10 years I will do it. After 75 years I will start my passion. That will be too late for you. If you want to do it, why do people say retire at 58 and 60? After that, they can pursue their own passion. I think something has to be done in that way. And we can't be doing that same work of going around in circles. You can become a mentor. You can train some of the younger IFAs and then make them do. A lot of youngsters have come into our business today. They are doing so well. So I think we need to do that. And digitalization, technology, and integrated digital solution. Everybody wants one solution today in their hand. You can't say, I'll give you some report this way, that report that way. It doesn't matter. They want everything to be under one paper. Can you give that everything? When I see the thing, I must be able to see. Can you give an application? People are asking, demanding. So the demand from the investors have gone up quite thing. And fierce competition. Of course, we are competing. But fierce competition is there from many angles, whether it is national distributors or fintech companies or whatever it is, and customer preferences. They will ask you a lot of questions and we need to answer them. We can shy away from saying the expense ratio, don't bother much about it. Whatever returns you are getting is after the expense ratio. Yes, but when a Monday morning when Economic Times gives you the expense ratio of so many funds, they are asking why this index fund is only 0.4 and other large cap funds are 1.7%. We have to answer them. No, sir, this is beating you. They may nod their head, but they have their own question marks. So let us not think that things will go unnoticed long time. We'll be foolish to think that things can go on and on like that. It cannot happen like that. In fact, I was talking to a regulatory person in SEBI office the other day, and she is an young officer. She was pulling out an NPS statement and said, Narayan, you are saying your ELS is giving 20%, 18%, 14%. Even NPS is giving 11%, 12%. What is the expense ratio of NPS? I said, I don't know all this. So you have to check with the PFRDA. She said, you should know. I said, I know that NPS expense ratio is low. I know everything, but I don't want to argue with her because I know where it is she's coming from. And she's saying this NPS is giving 0.25, 0.3%, and your expense ratio of ELSS fund is 1.8 or 2%. So this is the mindset they are having in the regulatory office itself. Now, if that is also giving 10, 12% and we are also saying 10, 12% over a period of time you're going to get, what difference does it make for them? So we have to think a little more better on a long-term basis and look for customer preferences instead of saying, don't look at these kind of options. We can say that, that NPS, we don't know, you will not get back the money like ELSs. We always say a lot of things about it, good or bad and all that. And quick turnaround is what is required. When some mail comes, when things come, we have to answer them quickly. For that, we must have adequate staff in our office. Now, people expect you to reply within 24 hours. Whether it's an NRI or local client, doesn't matter. NRI clients' demand is on the rise and they are asking too many questions. They'll put all their problems on your head. They'll have an NRO account, you'll ask NRE account and you will say, can I take back the money? What will be the tax impact? This, that. And how do we answer all this as a proprietor? So we need to have trained staff in our office because we are only looking at one side of the volume, we are only looking at something, but definitely we need to look at all other options possible for us from our end. But we are a noble industry and we are having a noble profession. We cannot wish away from that, but definitely we need to work a little more harder to preserve it. So concluding, I must say succession planning is a must, I will say. Whether you like it or not, it is a must for you. And critical to have the right mindset. We must have a mindset. When I tell somebody, the other day one MFD came into my office and said, sir, succession plan means how much I'll get. This is the way to ask a first question, how much I'll get. I am talking of succession plan, he is asking me, sir, how much I will get? You are saying monetization, this, that. This is the first question in your mind. Are you ready? First, that mindset is required. You are very happy as of now. Why are you asking about valuation straight away? Don't. That is the last part of it. You find out other matters. Understand to internalize that you cannot work forever. You cannot work forever. Let us be 100% be very clear about that. And youngsters, as I said, is catching up and shared service is better. So all these things are there and we have choice was the implementation. We must know how to go about what are the choices in front of us and what are the things we can implement about it. So I would like to thank Prem and his team for inviting me to be a speaker and I'll be happy in case you have some time to ask a question. Thank you very much otherwise.